All right, you're live. Um, so tonight we're discussing the topic of Orgone, specifically the stuff Sherry Shriner built. And this is Jacob or Ancient Nostalgia. Um,
Well,
so
so
I
what do
get
you
the
need?
okay. So what? How did you first get into Orgone, Jacob? I know that you told me a lot about Sherry Shriner. How did you first hear about her?
In 2005, I started learning a lot of evidence for like conspiracy, hiding the evidence for the flood and like Nephilim and stuff like that. And then around the same time, I found her, and she was into this stuff. And then I learned a little bit more about it and how it went back to Wilhelm Reich, and there were some New Agers associated with it, maybe. But I ended up getting some of her stuff and saw some pretty interesting effects myself. How about you? When did you first learn about it?
Um, Over Facebook, there was someone who actually told me about it. Her name was Trish Munoz. At first, I wasn't sure, so I didn't really accept that information from her at that time. But later, I started learning about it from you, and the time you were telling me about it, I was more ready to accept that information. So
Our buddy Iodine was telling you quite a bit about it too, maybe, right?
yeah, Iodine did too. Um, but yeah, I didn't learn about any of this stuff from Chanel, so.
So my own interesting experiences with it is soon after I got it the first time, my sister and I kind of got our sinuses a little acting a little weird, and I didn't really think much of it, I guess. And then about several more years later, I had it in storage for a while and got it out again. And similar happened, like my body got used to it in a way, and then I haven't really gotten sick much since then. I've met a lot of other lifestyle changes since then.
Mm,
There was a big drought around Georgia around the time I first got it, and then um, shortly after that, I the only ever time I threw one of the generators inside of a river, I, like spun it into a river, like right around like weekend traffic, people coming home from work, like right at the intersection of Highway 400 and the Chattahoochee River around Atlanta, and there ended up being one or more like massive thick weather event around there around the same time. And then the drought ended shortly after that. And I've also noticed it in Florida where I've put them outside and you could like see like the radar like kind of catching the rain as like a front would move through. And I actually have it, or I even saw like one of our motion video where it like almost seemed like catch it right above where my house was, like the precipitation
mm,
as the storm front went through. Maybe. How about you? You had any personal experiences that are pretty interesting with it?
yeah, actually, the first couple of pieces of orgone I bought them from someone else because I didn't know much. I tossed some into the local creek, and within a week, the creek that had been muddy and dirty for years, not really moving or rushing, was completely cleansed. And within a couple more
Yes.
days, it was like rushing water all throughout the creek. It was incredible. And then I started making some for myself, and I realized, hey, it's more stronger when I make it at home. And when I started actually trying it out to build it more of the way Sherry Shriner did, that was even more interesting.
It might sound paranoid, but I've even noticed, like, even when I used to work at a restaurant, I used to carry some with me. Like, one more like military-looking guy, like, kind of had like a weird vibe towards me. Like, I
Yeah,
wonder if there's certain people who are not quite who they seem, and like really affect us. Because Sherry Shriner thinks something like that, and like she thinks she's been pulled over by the police and had like a cop like kind of like not be able to get near a window because she had so much in her car or something like that.
yeah. When I actually started building them more like Sherry Shriner did, I took some to work with me, and people at work were randomly just staring at me. I didn't know why. Uh, it was weird.
People might think it's like a crazy sounding thing, but I mean, just look into Wilhelm Reich. If right on his Wikipedia page, it goes into it quite a bit.
Yeah.
He even like approached Einstein about it or something, and Einstein didn't seem to be as open. But then Reich ended up dying or like getting put in prison in a mysterious way, and like similar to Tesla. Near the end of his life, maybe.
Yeah.
Tesla or Reich would actually have an interesting quote. Like he even thinks some of the stars in the sky were like space machines or something like that. Let me see what he says. This quote. This is from Wilhelm Reich, Contact with Space, 1956. I had hesitated for weeks to turn my cloudbuster pipes toward a star, as if I had known that some of the blinking lights hanging in the sky were not planets or fixed stars, but space machines. With the fading out of the two stars, the cloudbuster had suddenly changed into a space gun. He might have actually thought he was influencing one more light in the sky with like a cloudbuster pipe type thing.
Yeah. Oh, I have noticed that we've been getting a whole lot more rain as of lately since I built more Orgone, more in Shriner style. That's pretty interesting.
Oh, you've made it
The
more like this recently?
Yeah, we've seen we've seen a whole lot more rain the more
Weren't you,
of it I build. So
weren't you trying to make it like her even like months ago though?
yeah,
You just did even more so, or you mean like way back then? You changed it.
way back then I changed it, but
Okay.
yeah.
So how did you
Um,
used to make it? I might have thought you had her instructions before you made it the first time.
I I did, but
Just kind of cut some
I
corners
wasn't.
and stuff.
Yeah, I did cut some corners because I was cheaping out.
Well, it'd be hard to find like aluminum scraps and stuff, or like different, some stuff like
Yeah,
that than others.
I was using aluminum foil for a while, and it was strong enough to get by. It was definitely stronger than the stuff I would purchase online. So, um, but it's actually really nice now. How strong it is.
What do you think about the talk that there's like a negative? Well, first of all, orgone's basically another word for chi energy and like the Asian
Yeah.
people's slang
Yes.
maybe. But so I guess it's like made from compressed quartz, and
Mm,
that poly whatever helps compress the quartz, and then the metal helps like amplify it or something like that maybe. Anyways,
probably.
there's also talk of loose energy, like the opposite of that kind of that's like spread by forest fires for certain things, and then there's like talk that the so-called elites or whatever like start
Mm,
forest fires to help make more loose energy or something. Who
yeah.
knows how true all this is? But hey, the world's weird with even stuff
Mm-hmm.
I've seen with my own eyes, man. So, yes. Um, yeah, if you want to learn more about that event that happened, the one time I threw a puck in the river, like I said, like there was a major, like actually tornado event. And all you got to do is look up 2007 Atlanta tornado or 2008 Atlanta tornado event. And this all started like hours after I threw that puck in the water.
Don't worry, it won't be too long to take.
Mm.
And on the Wikipedia page for that event, it even talks like there weren't any crazy, or like, you know, it was really unexpected exactly how stuff went down.
Yeah.
And then the weather changed a lot after that though, and some interesting things got damaged. Like this concert venue called the Tabernacle in Atlanta got damaged, which is like a former church turned like concert venue, which some people would be considered blasphemous. And that's one of the things that got damaged by the tornadoes that came after I threw that puck, and also um, a basketball tournament, like a SEC championship tournament thing got interrupted, and also one more thing related to Ted Turner got messed up, and also this like big Olympic like torch or something. Like there's interesting things that got messed up from it, almost like it was almost like a judgment or something. I don't want to say that because I don't want to judge anybody else, even though it's interesting what all got damaged, like the former church turned concert.
Yeah, that is very interesting.
Yeah.
I've noticed since strengthening my Orgone that there are people dressed in black that have popped into reality for me that lurk around the neighborhood now that were not previously there. I've also seen them in shops. I've seen them while I'm at work. I don't think that they're the Men in Black after looking through that conspiracy, but I think they might have to do with the Men in Black.
I guess a lot of things are connected.
Yeah.
To fallen angels, a lot of evidence that, you know, the people on top of the pyramid over the earth aren't exactly human.
Yes.
So it's not worth getting too caught up in human politics, maybe, you know.
Yeah.
Unless Jesus counts as king of our politics, king of our monarchy. But left, right, all that, you know. Be somebody spreading some loose energy who doesn't like Orgone very much, who's not human. Stuff. Anything else?
I'm pretty sure I got the Orgone recipe from you. The Stars Are Angels is convinced that it's all Chanel's fault, that I must have gotten it from her and everything has to be her fault, but I don't know. I know it's not hers fault. I know.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm alright. I'm just tired of watching innocent people get blamed for stuff they didn't do.
Well, I'm not sure there's anything evil about crystals. Might be, you know, we might be on different pages about certain things like tarot stuff in a way, but maybe even not totally in that way, and you have your own questions, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure what's wrong with crystals. I mean, God made crystals. So.
Yeah. Who doesn't use crystals in like a clock? If quartz is used to help keep time inside wristwatch and stuff.
Isn't clear quartz also used in computers as well to help it function better?
There might even be diamond in some stuff. I'm not sure how. I'm not a big computer guy, I guess, but
Yeah.
more gem, or gold or something. There's a lot of good stuff in nature, you know.
Yeah, there is. I guess that might be it for the stream. Unless you have more stories to tell about Orgone and Orgone.
Might be an interesting story that Sherry Shriner tells, where she like went actually all the way to Dulce Base in New Mexico and was able to like get past guards with they seemingly not even seeing her. Like she thought she was being protected from the Most High from being seen, just so she could spread them over around there.
Uh,
She thinks there's like Orgone warriors in the world who make a pretty big difference for you. So they'd be praised for you.
hmm.
You're doing some good.
The Orgone seems to be helping all the plants around here. Even when I wasn't making the Orgone properly, I was still seeing some interesting results with trees getting healthier and plants doing better in general. So,
I told you I went through something pretty intense in 2010, and then some people came into my house and took some of my biggest generators,
yes.
biggest ones. So that's the story. What happened to them for sure, but I might have had about 20 things in the past, and I have about 5 now from whether losing some or this or that.
Hmm.
Since it was wrong, but yeah, but everybody look into it for themselves.
Yeah. Um, should I go ahead and
What's that? I'm gonna turn your mic off.
sorry about that.
You there?
Sometimes my mic glitches out. Um, I think I'm gonna put put Sherry Schreiner's Orgone recipe up on the screen before we end it.
So what do you use? What kind of what's it called? Not polyurethane, but what kind of what all you use in your what ingredients do you personally use lately?
Um, I'll pull up Etsy. I use these for the shavings. It's the shipping that gets me. Let's see here. I'm currently using these because I did buy them in bulk. Uh, but I do prefer the ones that you initially showed me, and those are back in the shop. So, all right. Yeah, I actually do prefer these, honestly. They are a bit more expensive than the other ones, though. Let's see. Okay. I use this for the copper wiring. There's 10, 12, and 14 gauge, all as options, and those are what Sherry Shriner would recommend. And yeah. I used their amazing clear cast resin from Illumilite because it's a clear resin. I can color it however I want to. That's pretty fun. So
Thank you. I know. I know. I know.
alright. This is Sherry Shriner's Orgone recipe. Oh hey! Hey Vencedor. How you doing? Alright. Yeah. Clear quartz crystals 1 to 2 inch are best, so you can place them inside the coil. The more crystals, the more power. If you have smaller crystals, put 2 to 4 inside the coil. Yeah, it's 14 or 12 gauge is what Sherry Shriner recommends for the copper wire. So.
Well,
14, 12, or 10.
no. Probably just pee.
Okay. It looks like I gotta go, guys.
Well, spots it looks like. No.
All right. I've gotta go.
Take care.
Yeah, talk later.
Paul needs to come downstairs. Wake him if you need to. Paul! Why does he need to come downstairs?
All right. Let's end the stream here.
He's a male. Oh!